The rich and powerful all jetted off to beautiful Davos, Switzerland this week for the annual World Economic Forum. This is the time of year where billionaires get to rub elbows with politicians, cut insider deals off camera, and share their wacky ideas. And the wackier the idea, the better they feel about themselves. And not just anybody can get in. It's an invite-only event. You have to be somebody or know somebody to get through the door. We tried to send Johnny out to Davos, but they wouldn't credential him. And to be honest, I wouldn't credential Johnny either. And you can't just show up uninvited. Davos has 5,000 troops ready to kick you out. Zelensky's begging them to come to Ukraine, but they won't go. John Kerry needs protecting. And once you get in, they'll still divide you up by net worth. If you're rich enough, you get to flaunt around with a white badge with a shiny blue line. If you're married to somebody important, you get a plain old white badge. Or if you're just someone's escort, you get a green badge. And we'll talk about escorts later. Davos is really the one time of the year where these people get to feel really important because they don't really feel important at home.
And when you stop and think about it, it's pretty extraordinary that we, select group of human beings, because of whatever touched us at some point in our lives, are able to sit in a room and come together and actually talk about saving the planet. I mean, it's so almost extraterrestrial.
What kind of badge does Carrie wear? Well, he's married to someone important, and she's rich. So what exactly is Carrie saving us from? Chinese fentanyl, Mexican cartels, ISIS? No. He's saving us from something much deadlier, a greenhouse gas bomb. If that sounds wacky, don't worry, Al Gore verified it.
The accumulated amount is now trapping as much extra heat as would be released by 600,000 Hiroshima-class atomic bombs exploding every single day on the Earth. That's what's boiling the oceans, creating these atmospheric rivers and the rain bombs, and sucking the moisture out of the land and creating the droughts and melting the ice and raising the sea level and causing these waves of climate refugees predicted to reach 1 billion in this century. Look at the xenophobia and political authoritarian trends that have come from just a few million refugees. What about 1 billion? We would lose our capacity for self-governance on this world.
Al Gore could use a massage. I'm worried about him. He doesn't look very good. Never trust an angry rich guy. Bush beat both of these guys, Gore and Carrie, and look what happened to him. And what's a rain bomb? Meteorologists are supposed to coin terms like that to scare viewers for ratings. What's next? Snow nukes? Every ocean I've ever swam in has been freezing, but Al Gore and Greta Thunberg say the oceans are boiling. Over in Germany, Greta has been getting dragged out of coal mines by police over her rain bomb protests. She doesn't want 1 billion climate refugees. Greta wants someone to fix them. She didn't say anything about the million Ukraine refugees, but she's worried by the imaginary rain bomb refugees. Now, Greta may have staged her arrest. Democrats do that all the time. Who cares? Remember AOC acted like her hands were cuffed behind her back and then waved a fist in the air. We're sure Greta means well. She's just trying to save us from rain bombs. Not even a golf umbrella can stop them. So how exactly is the Davos gang planning on keeping Greta safe? Are they going to stop Carrie and Gore from flying private? No. At Davos, it's my plane, my choice.
As you can see here in the private airport near Davos, we have multi-billionaires parking up, flying in their private jets. There's one just landed there behind me. There's another one just there parked up. And then they get in their helicopters and then they fly off from here closer to Davos. You might be able to hear there's a helicopter landing, or at least approaching at some point behind me.
Carrie's not giving up his PJ. None of them are. You think these people are going to bike to the World Economic Forum? Come on. Davos has a better idea to make up for the burned jet fuel. You have to be vegan.
But if 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you, it has a big impact. Not only does it have a big impact on the current food system, but it will also inspire innovation of food systems. And I predict that we will have proteins not coming from meat in the future. They will probably taste even better. So why are we trying to mimic meat if we can have a better taste?
Once you're hungry for munching on cucumbers all day, You're skinny fat like Minnie Madoff. Davos is going to jack up the price of carbon so that you can't afford to stay warm either.
With your question, what would be your wish, is to get much higher carbon prices and to use that money to subsidize clean energies. It's very, very simple. It's a very capitalist intervention, but just make what you try to avoid expensive and subsidize the thing that you try to build.
The best part about Davos is that they show you their cards. They're telling you they're going to make oil and gas more expensive. They're telling you they're shelling out corporate welfare to green companies owned by Gore and Carrie. And if we can't afford to buy a Tesla or an electric stove, the United Nations has a plan for that. A global stimulus package.
Our proposal is to have a global stimulus able to redress the economies and a global stimulus able to address the challenges of the poorest in the world, and at the same time to create the funds that are necessary for a just transition in relation to climate change.
Just like Biden, we're not mind readers. But wouldn't a global stimulus jack up inflation? I mean, nothing a Global Inflation Reduction Act can't solve. But we're not here to ask questions. We're just here to eat our veggies and like it. If we argue, Davos says we're spreading disinformation. And we know there's nothing Davos hates more than disinformation. They take it very seriously. It's why they brought a fired CNN reporter to talk about it with a New York Times reporter. Watch.
The clear and present danger of disinformation is our conversation here this afternoon. I'm Brian Stelter, formerly of CNN. How does this discussion of disinformation relate to everything else happening here today in Davos?
I think if you look at this question of disinformation, I think it maps basically to every other major challenge that we are grappling with as a society, and particularly the most existential among them. When we make mistakes, we acknowledge them in public, and we correct them.
We do? Did Davos disinformation duo slap Gore with Pinocchios for his rainbomb tirade? They didn't pull Gore aside and tell him, you know what, Al, there's no such thing as a boiling ocean? Well, these are the people who said Hunter's laptop was a hoax and Russia collusion was real. So the dweebs at Davos could get away with making up anything, and the media will verify it.
We're here today to share the findings of the World Economic Forum. The most striking finding that we found is that 93% of cyber leaders and 86% of cyber business leaders believe that the geopolitical instability makes a catastrophic cyber event likely in the next 2 years.
Get ready for a cyber attack. It's like when Fauci predicted the next pandemic. I think a worldwide cyber attack is probably more likely than a rain bomb. But, just hand over all your passwords and just prevent future cyber attacks. It's for your health. The people at Davos are no different from us, except they have a lot more money and we keep our crazy ideas to ourselves, most of them. These people are in love with their crazy ideas. Let's ban meat so we can survive the next rain bomb. I mean, fat cats telling you can't eat meat doesn't make sense to me. Anyone who questions this, we launch a cyber attack on them and blame Russia. Davos, it's like spring break for wealthy weirdos and people who lost elections to George Bush. Their only problem is the World Economic Forum only happens once a year, but like always, they have a plan to fix that. A village where they can always be together.
We are pleased to create this global collaboration village. So the idea is to bring all the stakeholders, governments, business, civil society, together on a continued, sustained basis.
It's like what Hillary said, it takes a global collaboration village.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.